Right here. You can look at this. You can almost hear it ringing. Bells are ringing, right?
The Salvation Army's 5th annual Red Kettle Run is the first official Red Kettle event of the 2014 holiday season.
Michael Tews works with the run's premier sponsor, and then Libby Baxter over here is chair of the Red Kettle Run. Good morning.
Nice to have you here.
Morning. Good to see you guys.
Thank you.
It's almost time for this.
Yes.
Right? You're going to hear the bells ringing pretty soon. But first, we got the run.
We do have the run.
So let's talk about the run. What's the purpose of the run?
The Red Kettle Run is a 5K run. We raise food for the Salvation Army's food pantry. It's at the beginning of the Red Kettle, or it's right before the beginning of the Red Kettle Run or the Red Kettle campaign season. Our goal is to raise food items for the food pantry to get it really full before their big time of need.
So that's why it's important. You've done this before. We said 5th annual.
Right.
In the past, how many runners did you see, and what's your goal this year?
Last year we had 750 runners, or almost 750, and this year we're aiming just to reach that, and if we go a little bit above, that's great.
Weather plays such an important role as we look at outdoor events this time of year. Fingers crossed, Mother Nature cooperates.
That's right. You have a lot of prizes.
Yes.
Because it can be fun, but it can also be competitive for certain people, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So I think back to the 5 years that we've done this, and so far the weather has been fantastic.
Yeah,
so,
you've been fortunate.
I'm sure the weather will be great again, but I also think back to 5 years ago, it was actually Libby's sister Allie that really kind of initiated the event, and she did that while she's in high school.
That was such the most impressive part about it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's such a big event from a teenager.
Absolutely, and I think about when I was in high school, and I think most teens, they're kind of focused on themselves, and to be able to have Allie and now Libby really kind of taking this, continuing to take it to the next level and focusing on, being able to get off to a fast start with a campaign, I just think it's a great thing.
Can either of you share with us the statistics about hunger locally and why stocking that pantry is so critical?
Well, personally, when I think about hunger, I used to think that it was just an international problem, and so you thought it was out of the country, outside the United States, but it's really not only internationally, not only nationally, but even in Omaha, there's a significant problem with hunger. I think I heard a statistic that 1 out of 5 children are still affected by hunger, and so it's a big deal locally, and events like this go a long ways towards really helping throughout the year, but certainly over the holidays as well.
Libby, do you recall the numbers from last year, the run last year? How much money was raised, and I guess how many runners? Yeah.
We had 700 runners last year and 35,000 food items. We don't do our
awesome.
donations in money, we do them in food items.
Yeah,
Food items.
35,000.
Yeah.
All right, so you can do the math on how many items each runner brought. Is there a minimum?
The entry fee is $10 or 10 food items,
Okay.
so some people bring whichever one is more convenient, and then we also have corporate donations.
Our radio brethren, Channel 94.1, they're a partner again this year. But let's talk about your company's role. It's not just you, right?
No.
It's the business, and what are you doing? How do you fit in?
Actually, Tim Harrison, I think Tim was here last year and kind of talked about the event. And really, Tim with Harrison Financial Services, who's connected to Northwestern Mutual, really kind of partnered initially. And so I just think that we know that every family can struggle. And so we were really excited and proud to be part of the event 5 years ago, and have done so each for the last 5 years, and still, very proud to be part of the event today.
Yeah, it's incredible how it keeps growing. Best way to register for this thing? There's still open slots. People can still get in this, right?
Our race, actually, we have a pre-registration, but it's by no means necessary. We have most of our runners register the morning of.
Yeah, and just bring the
Some of them
food,
just show
right?
up.
Bring the cash or bring the food. And it is October 25th. Starts at 9 o'clock at Lake Zorinsky. They're near 156th and F. That'll be the entrance you go into. Look for the crowds and the signs. If you're not a runner, and that was Michael's first question when he sat down. Are you runners? And Mike and I were both like, well, not so much, but we'll support the campaign in other ways. And if you fall into that category with us, we encourage you to visit givesalvationarmy.org. I know when it's 55 degrees at 9:30 in the morning and it's like, it's too warm to think about these red kettles, but it's not. The campaign is starting on the 25th, and we appreciate you coming in today.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're going to revisit